Elyse DeLucci Show. I am your host, Elyse. Welcome back. We are live from my living room in Manhattan on the Upper East Side. By the way, did you ever see Funny Girl with Barbara Streisand? I literally just mentioned this on the last episode, but the opening line, she's backstage. She's wearing a beautiful leopard overcoat, and she looks to her side and says, "Hello, gorgeous." I was going to say that when I first started the podcast, and I thought I might be scaring you, so I didn't. Anyway, today, episode 16, we're talking about depression, and presents. Yes, like gifts. Okay, let me explain. Seasonal affective disorder, it's about to get cold. We're still in COVID time. A lot of shit is shut down. We need to talk about that. And then presents. This is our what to get your man in your life gift guide. That's right. I picked like 10, maybe more, I don't know, gifts that I think are so cool. All different price ranges that I might get my boyfriend, and maybe you want to get your boyfriend or your husband or your dad or your brother. Anyway, let's get to it. So take a sip of your drink, relax, sit back, and talk to me, your boo, Elyse. Okay. Fact of the day. Do you like wasabi? Do you eat wasabi? Do you eat sushi and wasabi? Okay, wasabi, if you don't know, which I know you do, it just got to say it. It's that putrid color pea green paste that's stingy and burns your nose off when you have it, and you mix it in a little soy sauce and you dip your California roll in. Yeah, okay. Well, guess what? Here's a fact. 90% of the wasabi we eat isn't real. True statement. Unless you bought it from a specialty store or you had it in a high-end Japanese restaurant. I actually have heard this fact a lot before. I just wanted to share it because I'm just still horrified by it. I feel like it's fraud at the umpteenth degree. Okay, so most wasabi pastes and powders that you'll find at like ShopRite, in the international aisle or whatever, they don't contain wasabi. Literally, what that is, it's a combination of horseradish, Chinese mustard, food coloring, and other ingredients, other unknowns. I'm dead serious. You know when you're eating real wasabi if you look on the back of the package and it says wasabi or wasabi japonica, which is a plant native to Japan, which is how they grow wasabi. Wasabi, I think, is a root plant or something. Anyway, so next time you're at the sushi place in the strip mall, next to Sears, and you're like, and you're there for lunchtime, BOGO sushi, buy one, get one. You could ask the waitress, "Is this real wasabi?" But you know what? She'll probably say yes. But you could, if you really wanted, you could probably send it to it, take a little bit, swipe a little bit, send it to a sample place, like a psycho, and they'll tell you that it's fake. Anyway, but who cares, right? Who gives a shit? Because it still tastes good. I don't really give a shit. I mean, listen, if I sometimes like to think I'm a foodie, but and I don't feel that I'm a food purist because I like Kraft macaroni and cheese out of the blue box, But if I was a food, oh my God, I'm really crazy right now. If I was a food purist, I would probably be horrified that I wasn't getting real wasabi at my buy one, get one strip mall sushi restaurant. But I'm not, so that's good. So, how are you doing? How's your week? Was it good? My week's going okay. I just want to say something. I want to say thank you, okay? To all of you guys that are listening. I read through some of the reviews on Apple Podcasts, and I was so, honestly, I feel like I have tears in my eyes. You don't understand how much that means to me. Let me tell you why. You know what's actually hilarious? I'm hearing myself saying, "Let me tell you why. Let me tell you this." Like, I should just fucking say it. No, you know what? I started this podcast. I started TikTok, I should say, because all the clubs are closed. All the clubs for stand-up comedians are closed in New York, and I was just wanted an outlet, and I was like, oh, maybe I could try some bits. Maybe I'll just talk into the camera, see how it goes, do TikTok, and it wound up just being almost like a little diary of my life. And then from there, I started the podcast. And when I did the podcast, I was apprehensive to do it because I just thought, is anybody going to really listen to this? Or, this podcast is just so regular. It's just so average. When I've been in the past, or still go through the Apple Podcast Store or Spotify, and I look at all the different podcasts, if I click on podcasts, everything's so specific. Everything's if you have a food disorder, listen to this. If you want to learn how to, archery, listen to this. And there was nothing that was just like regular. I just wanted to fucking listen to something. I just wanted to listen to some girls talk. Or a girl talk, like myself, like anyone, like that shopped at Walmart, that also sometimes shopped at Nordstrom, that maybe dreams of shopping at Bergdorf. I just wanted to talk to somebody normal. And the thing is there are podcasts out there of women that are just chit-chatting, but most often than not, they're young girls. And that's not me hating on young girls. I love them. I have a much younger sister. Hey, Gab. But, and obviously I have 2 daughters. But the thing is like, for me, at this stage of my life, like, I don't necessarily need to hear about the 22-year-old life of 2 girls that like are living a Sex and the City sort of existence in Manhattan. Like, it's exciting, it's fun, don't get me wrong, but I also want to hear about shopping and deals and things I could buy and, I don't know, recipes maybe. And so when I started this podcast, what I'm trying to say is I didn't know if anybody was going to listen because I felt like it was just so regular, just so like every girl. Kind of, with like, a really nasal, New York accent twist, But you obviously are listening, and I really appreciate it, and I saw that from your comments. So that's so awesome, so thank you. Okay. Now that my Hallmark movie moment is over, but I should say, because there's nothing like shameless self-promotion, is if you do want to leave reviews or tell your friends and have them leave reviews, I would love that. Okay, so I said a couple podcasts ago that since it's holiday time or gearing up to holiday time, have you seen all of these Christmas ads all over the TV? I was watching TV last night. I'm seeing Old Navy Christmas ads. I'm like, it's like not even Thanksgiving. Anyway, but I said I was going to do a recipe from now until the end of the holiday season. So we did corn casserole. We did a tortellini soup. Today, I'm doing stuffed mushrooms. Let me tell you why, which I have to get out of the habit of saying that. That's horrible. It's horrible, Elyse. At any Italian holiday, I feel like we serve stuffed mushrooms. Are you Italian? Do you agree? Literally, Easter, stuffed mushrooms. Christmas Eve, stuffed mushrooms. Thanksgiving, they're always on the table. But you know what? That's because they're always delicious. So if you're not Italian, or if you, I don't know, want to know how I make them, this is how I make them. Okay. When I go to the store, I buy the large white button mushrooms, the largest ones I could find. Sometimes if I go down to Chinatown, which I do, to the Asian markets down there, they sell these giant, creepy mushrooms, like white button mushrooms, not big like portobello, but just huge, and I buy those. I love them. And, I get the mushrooms home. I buy, I would say you want for maybe like, I don't know, for this recipe, 20 to 30. Let's go with 25. 25 mushrooms, okay? This is what else you need. So 25 large button mushrooms, a half a cup of Italian seasoned breadcrumbs, Progresso, 4C, the Italian seasoned kind. That's the kind I use. About a half a cup of grated cheese. It could be Parmesan cheese, Pecorino Romano, Locatelli, whatever you have. 2 cloves of garlic, chopped, peeled, chop, so thin, minced. Put them in the food processor, so much easier. A couple tablespoons of chopped fresh Italian parsley. You could use dried if you have, but I like the fresh. Salt and pepper, and a third of a cup of olive oil. This is all I do. This is so easy. Preheat the oven, 400 degrees. Take your mushrooms, stem them. You pop the stem out. If you kind of put it on a dowel, and the stem pops out. Stem the mushrooms, wash them, clean them. Now look, washing mushrooms, let me just say, they say just take a paper towel and wipe the dirt off. That's actually how I do it. But it does skeeve me out sometimes if a mushroom looks really dirty, and then I do put it underwater. They say don't put it underwater because then the mushroom tastes rubbery. Whatever. So, yeah, you want to stem the mushrooms, clean them, and then in a big bowl, you're going to put all your ingredients except the mushrooms. So, wait. In a big bowl, you're going to put breadcrumbs, grated cheese, the garlic, the parsley, the salt and pepper, and just a couple of tablespoons of the olive oil. Mix it up with your hand. You're going to mix it up with your hand. It's going to be like a sand, like a wet sand. If it's not wet enough, put a little more olive oil in it. Olive oil is not going to kill anybody. Now, when that's all mixed up, okay, put it to the side. Get your mushrooms that you just took the stems out of and you cleaned. Line them up on a greased baking sheet. So, whatever. Olive oil, pan, whatever. Line them up in rows, and then just start taking the breadcrumb mixture and stuffing it in the mushrooms. You could use your fingers. You could use a little spoon, like a little spoon, but I use my fingers. And that's it. Stuff them all up. Then take a little of that olive oil, drizzle it all over the top. You put the mushrooms in the oven, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, they're done. They're delicious. And by the way, let me just say, I know I have a few listeners, which I can't believe, in Australia. Hello down there. I actually have a couple of friends in Australia. Anyway, so if you can't find Italian seasoned breadcrumbs wherever you are, I mean, listen, we can make them, like, easy. Like, if you have panko, if you can find panko or regular plain breadcrumbs, all you do is put some dry parsley in there, a little salt, a little pepper, and some cheese. That's really, like, all it is. So, it's like, and this, obviously, recipe is, like, Italian seasoned breadcrumbs plus all that stuff. Anyway, so, seasonal affective disorder, the SAD, seasonal depression. Do you have this? I don't, actually. I don't. But a lot of people have this thing, and basically it's like the winter blues. It gets dark, it gets cold, it gets dark at 4 p.m. and everybody's miserable. I don't know, for whatever reason. Maybe I'm like a vampire, a snow vampire. I love the winter. I love when it gets dark early. I mean, I hate leaving work when it's dark. Oh, that's just torture. When you're sitting at your desk and all of a sudden you realize it's 4 o'clock, you look out the window and it's pitch black outside, and you're like, oh, I still have an hour left, misery. But I actually like the winter. I love going out in the dark at night. I love when it snows. I love when it's cold. I like to wear like a big huge jacket. My leggings and flat boots, and I just literally like to walk all around Manhattan. It's like my favorite thing to do. It's so romantic. I love it. I could walk to McDonald's and get French fries, and that would be the best date for me ever. Just walking around in the snow, in the winter, in the dark. But that's just me. And I live in the city, so it's different because the city tends to be lit up. So I think that this year is going to be hard for people that have this SAD, seasonal affective disorder, these winter blues, because, God, I don't know where you are, but like here, it's going to be bad in Manhattan. Even though we're on this lit up city, we're fighting the coronavirus. Everything's still shut down. People are broke. Nothing's open. I mean, by the by, okay. Nothing, like, the things that bring people great joy, a lot of the things are closed. Or I should say, restaurants partially open 25%. So what, are you going to have to make your reservation 3 months in advance if you want to go for dinner in January? Okay, so AK, you're not going. Okay, there's no movies open in the city. There's no Broadway, and there's no comedy clubs. And listen, it's like, hey, asshole mayor and governor, when are you going to open up the comedy club? Laughter, last time I checked, is the cheapest medicine. And we need to have that medicine. Literally, studies prove that laughter, humor, and optimism, positive optimism, not that there's any other kind, but it basically improves your physical health. So why the fuck aren't these comedy clubs open? It's beyond, but that's besides the point. So basically what I'm saying is all the things that bring you great joy are closed. Food, laughter, movies, they might as well ban sex while you're at it, So a lot of people are going to be depressed. And look, I just have to say this just because I have to say this, and this is a public thing. If you're feeling very depressed, go get a therapist. If you don't have a therapist, you could go to the suicide prevention hotline, suicidepreventionhotline.org. There is a phone number for that. I'm just going to give it to you, although we all have access to Google, and we could Google it. It's 800-273-8255. That's a suicide prevention hotline. If you're feeling really miserable and blue, and your guts feel like misery guts, call them, okay? Will you please? But for the rest of us, if we're feeling mild winter blues or whatever, listen, this comes and goes. It comes and goes with the season. You're dealing with this. Listen, the sun sets down, so does the person's mood. Sun goes down, so does my mood. And so they say, how do you know if you have this seasonal affective disorder? It's when that sun goes down. Do you feel sad? Do you feel hopeless? Do you feel tired? Do you want to just go to sleep? Do you feel like your appetite is changing? Do all of a sudden you gain weight? My doctor asked me, Elyse, did you lose any energy? Do you feel irritable when it gets dark and cold? Do you have increased sensitivity? I'm like, I'm always sensitive. Do you have difficulty concentrating or thoughts of suicide? A lot of those things for me were no's. I don't have some of those things when it gets, well, listen, I might have some of those things at other times, okay? Like increased appetite, don't get me started. That's like all the time, okay? I said, how can I tell if I have increased appetite in winter when I'm always goddamn hungry, you know? I'm always running around sensitive and hungry. But, yeah, if you have those things, you have a large majority of them, they say you might have SAD. So, I found something that we could do about it. One of my friends has this, and it's her birthday, and I bought this for her birthday. I didn't give it to her, but I bought her this therapy light therapy. I'll tell you in a second. So basically, SAD, the seasonal disorder, it affects 3 to 6 million Americans. That's a huge number of people. And so it's like, what do you do about it? If this happens to you, what the fuck do you do? Well, obviously, they say work out first thing in the morning, because that's what we all want to do, or we all have time to do. But they do say work out first thing in the morning. When I was married, I actually used to do that, and it was good. I got a lot of energy from it. But work out first thing, go to therapy, get support. You know, obviously, if you're feeling down. Nutrients, which it translates to me as take a gummy vitamin that tastes like a gummy bear, you know, which I do. And the other thing is light therapy. So I actually didn't know a lot about this, but I have my friend who gets really down about this thing. So I looked it up and I was like, oh, like light therapy. Like, do I have to go somewhere? Does she have to go somewhere to do this? Like, do I have to go to a specific place to buy a light? Like, I had no idea. This is amazing. Basically what it is it's a light. I mean, and I apologize if you know this, but it's a light, and you put it next to your computer while you're working, or if you're just watching TV, put it off to the side, and it's a light therapy lamp, and it basically delivers artificial sunlight to you, and it's supposed to give you your daily boost of sunshine. I swear to God, people swear by this. I was reading all these reviews. Then I started talking to people. I called my doctor. It's a real thing. So for my friend, I got her this light. Let me just say, if you just Google these light therapy lights, they're like $100, $200, they're ridiculous. But I went on Amazon, everybody's favorite store, and I found one for $38. Let me tell you what it's called. It's called, let me hold on, let me pull it out. Let me read this. Okay, it's called the names of Amazon things are so ridiculous. Light therapy lamp Morocco, M-I-R-O-C-O, or Miraco, M-I-R-O-C-O, UV-free, 10,000 lux brightness, timer function, touch control, standing bracket for home office use. God, Amazon, do you think you can make your product names a little shorter? Trying to do a podcast here. Anyway, $38. And it's this little white rectangle mirror, and you just prop it up wherever you're sitting, and it's supposed to bring you your daily dose of cheer. So I think that's a great gift. But two, I don't know, $30 to be happy all throughout the winter, especially if you have this winter blues, seasonal depressive disorder. Try it. I might get one just for kicks. I mean, for $38, I'll sit with a light looking at, kind of shining diagonally on my face while I'm doing my work. Maybe it will put me in a better mood. Because, a lot of times it is doom and gloom when you're dealing with crap and stock out. Anyway. So, but let me just say, the light box, this light thing that I got her, it's supposed to mimic the outdoor natural light. So, that's the whole thing. And it says that, it can affect your brain chemicals, it can affect your mood, your sleep, your eating, symptoms if you're overeating. So selfishly, as you know, that's why I'm getting it. I'm going to get one for myself. So if I shine artificial sunshine on my face all day, maybe I will stop eating sleeves of Oreos every day after lunch, telling myself that I like salty sweet. Okay? So, what are you getting the guy in your life for the holidays? Have you thought about that yet? Okay. Because it gives me anxiety thinking about that. First of all, men are such pains in the ass. Am I right? And if you're a guy and you're listening, sorry, but you're a pain in the ass. Even the easy ones are hard to shop for, okay? Let me tell you, there's the husbands that have everything for themselves. They don't need anything. There's the boyfriend, your funky boyfriend that likes, the odd things here and there. You have your dad who really needs nothing, but, you still have to get him a gift. Your son, who doesn't even talk and doesn't want to tell you what he wants, because he's on his phone, has his face in his phone the whole time. It's impossible buying gifts to men. Now, I came up with this list because of thinking about things to buy for my boyfriend for Christmas. But, and I don't know, and listen, he's not going to, these things aren't all for him. Once I really got into this, I was like, oh, there's here a couple things he would like. And then I was like, you know what? This is a good thing to do on the podcast. A holiday gift guide for him. So that's what this is. Let me just tell you, though. When I was married, my ex-husband was so easygoing, which was wonderful. I mean, of course he had to be. He had to deal with his personality. But he was very easygoing. But he was so annoying with gifts. Like, I would buy him clothes sometimes. Like, if, I was in the store, if it's TJ, Macy's, whatever, see something for him, I would just think it was nice. I would, bring it home. And he was like, stop buying me clothes. T-shirts he would wear, like printed T-shirts or whatever. But if I saw, like, a cool one, because otherwise I'm not really into those for guys. Like, really? Do I need you to wear a T-shirt with a gas station logo on it? No. But sometimes he would wear T-shirts if I found, like, a cool one. But if I tried to buy him, like, sweats or a jacket, oh, my God, the guy would go crazy. And he was easygoing. Like you obviously have people like this, right? Like, I'm not the only one. I know I must not be the only one. Okay, so listen to this list. Here it is. In my opinion, the ultimate gift guide. I mean, I couldn't tell you, like, 1,000 things, right? I mean, if I had a website, I guess I could write these things all out. But here it is, okay? The first thing is men's suede leather moccasin slippers, $55 from Land's End. I love this gift. Let me tell you, they're leather slippers, the full thing, the full moccasin, faux fur on the inside, so it looks like Ugg fur, faux fur on the inside, and they can be monogrammed. Land's End, $55. I think that's a cute gift. Here's the second one. Goldbelly.com. Wait for this, you're going to die. A monthly pizza subscription. Yes, you heard that correct. Monthly pizza subscription. If there's a guy in your life, like your fat boyfriend, or, your annoying brother, and you have to get him something for Christmas, and you can't stand him, and he won't tell you what he wants, how about a monthly pizza subscription? It's $79 a month. You can do it for 3 months or 6 months. You can, and by the way, if they don't like pizza, you can get a bacon subscription, a cookie subscription. The website is Goldbelly, Gold belly.com. I'm definitely getting this. This is like 3 months of monthly pizza subscription. You can get pizza from anywhere. I'm not saying they bring the pizza from the shitty place down the block near your house. I'm talking about, like, Chicago deep dish pizza. They fly that shit in. It's on your monthly subscription. I love this. I'm into this. Okay. The next one is a screen cleaner for your iPad or your cell phone. It's called the Eye Roller, letter I, roller, screen cleaner. Basically what it is, if you have a guy that's super anal and he's a germaphobe and all that, and by the way, he should be in COVID time, but this is a rolling cleaner for your iPad or your phone, and it removes, like, smudges and bacteria just in one swipe. So you don't have to kind of, like, get in there and, with the cloth. There's no liquid. It's reusable. Everybody loves this. Everybody that I know has this. They love it. It's $20 from Amazon. Eye Roller Screen Cleaner. If you have someone annoying and British and fancy, I found this other lovely gift. My ex probably would love this. I would never have bought it for him. But by Asprey, Asprey, very fancy brand. It's a sterling silver egg cup and a spoon set. That's right. For $780. I just thought I should toss in something ridiculous there. Because I'm really sure the man of your life sits down on a Sunday morning and says, darling, I'd like a soft-boiled egg in a sterling silver egg cup with the mini matching spoon, please. Honestly, if you lived in the UK, you might come across that. I do come across that a little bit with my daughters and my ex, but they don't ask for sterling silver. And $780, not on my dime. Maybe on yours. Okay, cool retro Nike sneakers. Someone I saw was wearing these, and I asked them where they got them because they were just so cool and I love them. They're called the Kill Shot 2 sneakers. Do you know these? Kill Shot, Kill Shot 2 sneakers. They're really cool, like Nike sneakers. They look like the Nikes from the 70s. They're $90 at Nordstrom. Obviously for guys. Okay, Classic Nintendo. Listen, if the guy is fun, if he likes games, if he likes video games, is he working from home? Is he miserable because he's not working and you want to give him a little boost? The NES Classic Nintendo, you could play Mike Tyson's Punch-Out and Duck Hunt like I played when I was little. Why were the games that my father gave me to play all aggressive? A duck hunting game and a punching game. Great. But it's on Amazon for $170. Classic Nintendo. And look, you could do that together. That's kind of fun. A cordless beard trimmer. I like this because I don't want to see a corded beard trimmer on my one bathroom with one sink. The Bevel, Bevel, Bevel cordless beard trimmer on Amazon. It's $199. Outrageous, basically. It replaces your Remington beard trimmer. But look, electric toothbrushes with cords, ugh. Electric trimmers with cords, ugh. Or you plug in whatever they call. I just don't want it on the counter. I don't want your whiskers in the sink. Gross. So this is good. It's because it's selfish. It's cordless, so it's good for you. Anyway, everybody's wearing sweats. There's Champion retro fleece joggers. They're cute. They're literally like black sweatpants that you'd find at Kmart with the tight ankle bottom. It's like if your man is still thinking that like wide leg sweatpants with cargo shorts are cool, like ew, one vomit. But two, you can get them new ones. Champion sweatpants. They're on Amazon. They're usually $40. Actually, when I looked on Amazon early today, they were on sale for $21. And it's like Champion is such an affordable brand, but you know, it's having a little bit of a comeback. Like, I even see the Kardashians running around in Champion. You know, if it's good for them, why isn't it good for your man, you know? Okay. This is my favorite on the whole entire list. This one is my favorite. This is because I'm probably a secret prepper and I don't know it. It's called the Mover Max Judy 4-person emergency kit. The brand is Judy, 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 like Judy Garland. It's a gigantic, waterproof orange backpack, hot orange backpack. It's an emergency kit. It's literally the emergency kit. It's a backpack that you keep in your house, and inside the backpack, it has supplies for 4 people. It has a medical kit, a disposable phone charger, an LED flashlight, and a hand crank radio. For 4 people in a waterproof backpack. You can get it at Nordstrom. It's $180. It's Judy, the Mover Max 4-person emergency kit. Let me tell you why I like this. This year has been so goddamn crazy that everybody's just waiting for Armageddon to happen. Everybody's just waiting for shit to blow up. And you know what? If it does blow up, you need to be prepared. And are we all going to have gallons of food in our pantry, gallons of powdered food? No. But you know what? You might really need this kind of thing. So for $180, brings peace of mind to people like me. And I think it's a super cool guy gift because, you know, if you have a guy's guy and they like to protect their family, which they should, I think that this would be a cool thing to get them. A Moon 1,000-piece puzzle. I know. You're like, who the fuck wants to do a puzzle of the moon, 1,000 pieces? And doesn't the whole moon look the same? Kind of. Not really. But it's the website is called Bespoke Post. BESPOKE post.com, $25. Listen, some people really like puzzles. Relaxes them. My daughters really like puzzles, and my ex really likes puzzles, and they do these giant, crazy puzzles. And a moon puzzle is so cool because it's so hard. So I like that. And the last, two more. Second to last is a weighted blanket. I don't know if you have one of these. I don't. I actually want one. But look, again, it all goes back to this crazy year. It's a tough year. Everyone needs, I feel like, an extra hug or just some support or some TLC. Apparently, there's a lot of different weighted blankets, but there's this one called YNM, like just the letters Y, letter N, and letter M. And it's on Amazon. It starts at $50, and it has amazing reviews. And it's like, the reason is because it has like a ton of layers, and apparently it's sturdy, and it's the cheapest. It's basically the cheapest. So listen, if anybody has any mental health issues, it's terrible, and I probably have 1,000 of them. But like, listen, if the guy in your life, he deals with ADD or anxiety or like, what is that, like restless leg syndrome shit, like a weighted blanket is supposed to really help that. And I want one. So this is YNM weighted blanket. The last one on my list is a mini basketball hoop for over the door. It's by Franklin Sports. You can buy it on Amazon. It's $25. I think this is great. I think it's great. Listen, if you live in an apartment like me, or even if you have a house, if you don't have a driveway with a basketball hoop, like, that's a cool thing to get the guy, or your son, or your dad. It just is like, while you're in the middle of working from home, get up, take a few shots. I would even like it for myself. I just think it's cool. I do not have one because I do not want to risk all of my tchotchkes getting broken when me and my kids then start playing, back of the door basketball. But it seems fun. Okay. That's it. What do you guys think? I thought those were good picks. I thought they were pretty good picks. Now, look, they don't include, like, lots of clothes. I mean, I have the sweats on there, but there's other things. Like, you can get the guy a Lululemon jogging suit. I think that's cute. I think getting them maybe, like, a couple of nice pairs of jeans, is always a nice gift because, like, for whatever reason, men, they just think it's okay to, like, wear their jeans to the ground unless you're dating a prima donna. Those gifts are obvious, though. But these, I thought, were kind of unique, cool gifts. For the product review, our product of the week, I am picking a toothpaste. Yeah, I know. Have you tried Marvis? Marvis, Marvis. Okay, Marvis is this toothpaste, if you haven't tried it. If you have tried it, then, you can turn the podcast off. But Marvis is a toothpaste. It looks like it's in retro packaging. It's in this really sleek silver tube. And it has a mint green, like, label on it and cool font, Marvis. It looks nothing like Arm & Hammer or nothing like Crest. And it's also, the price is nothing like Crest. It's $7 for a tube of toothpaste. And their slogan is Marvis, classically strong mint toothpaste. Here's the thing. It's amazing. Okay, I do not use this on the regular. But I was at a hotel, and they actually gave this inside a dental kit, this super fancy toothpaste. And this is like the Tesla of toothpaste, okay? If you want the Tesla of toothpaste, if you want the 10-carat diamond of toothpaste, try Marvis. I'm telling you, it is so minty, almost like crazy pungent minty. You have to like minty. It is so minty. It makes my breath so fresh. I really love it. If I was rich, I would have Marvis toothpaste every day. And you want to know what? You can even just buy a tube and use it on special occasions because it makes you feel fancy. Like I asked for 10 dental kits from the hotel. Of course I did. And I have 1 million of them. So I'm good. I'm good to go. I love it. Question from the audience. Okay, so every week I take a question or two from the audience. Today, this question, a little racy. Hey, Elyse, the guy I'm with is super into porn. I'm not. I feel like I'm not good enough. I can relate to this. I can relate to all the questions. I do pick them. But it has nothing to do with you. It really doesn't. But I know why you think it does. Here he is by himself watching something on his computer or his TV, and these little Polly Pocket tanned, oiled Barbie girls are running around the screen doing the do with Fabio, and he's getting off on it, and you're home, size 12, like the rest of us, with hot rollers in your hair, having one hand, in the bag of Cheetos, and your guy is fantasizing about this. Of course you're not going to feel good enough. But that's not real. And he knows it, and it has nothing to do with you. But it's normal that you feel like this. Because I've dated guys that were like this. Oof. And that's not that they watch porn. It's just, I hate that feeling of not feeling good enough because it's just the worst. But you know what? You can look at it like this. If every day your boyfriend or your husband eats a bowl of oatmeal, sometimes he might want a little bacon and eggs. And so, on the days that he's watching his pornos, he's having bacon and eggs. But every day, he has oatmeal, which is filling and delicious and reliable, and he loves it. But if he wants to splash out and clog his arteries, give his arteries a little run for their money with greasy bacon and sausage links and some disgusting scrambled eggs, let him do it. He just wants to try it out. He just wants to sample the breakfast options. Men. God. If you're listening, really? If you're going to watch your pornos, why don't you keep it to yourself? You're giving us complexes, all right? Quote of the day. I love this quote. Lou Holtz, he's a famous college football coach. I don't even know how I know who he is because I know nothing about sports. But he actually writes, has said a lot of famous quotes, and I find them from time to time. Lou Holtz, this is the quote. Show me someone who has done something worthwhile, and I'll show you someone who has overcome adversity. That's fucking awesome, isn't that? Because, every single person that's been super successful, done some really great things in life, they had to go through the hard shit to get there. You got to claw through that fucking tar, that quicksand to get there, right? Oh, I love that. So that's it, baby dolls, for the Elyse DeLucci Show. Thank you for listening. Thank you. Again, oh, God, reviews on Apple Podcasts make my heart pitter-patter. Or tell your friends. If you could believe it, we actually have 4,400 monthly listeners. I know, isn't that crazy? I only launched this podcast 6 weeks ago. But 4,400 people are listening to this. Me from my little tiny living room on the Upper East Side with no view. And I'm usually having a ding-dong or a ho-ho while I'm talking to you doing this. I take bites while I'm trying to take a breath. So anyway, if all of you 4,400 people want to leave a review, I'd love you. But anyway, I will talk to you next week. And in the meantime, follow me on TikTok at Elyse DeLucci or Instagram Elyse DeLucci, or you can go to my website that I'm in the process of updating for the first time. I'm redoing it. ElyseDeLucci.com. Don't look now. It's horrific. Okay, talk to you next week. Love you.